Hassan Akkad is an NHS cleaner, a Syrian refugee and a documentary maker. He posted a video on Twitter during his lunch break yesterday, which soon went viral. Hassan, wearing his NHS uniform, looked into the camera and addressed the Prime Minister directly about a scheme to compensate the families of NHS workers who die of the virus.
I've been really enjoying the clapping that you and your fellow ministers in the government do every week. Today, however, I felt betrayed, stabbed in the back. I felt shocked to find out that your government decided to exclude myself and my colleagues who work as cleaners and porters and social care workers who are we are all on minimum wage. You've decided to exclude us from the bereavement scheme.
Within hours of that video being posted, the government did a U-turn and changed its policy. I spoke to Hassan this morning, just before he went back on shift.
I work in a COVID-19 ward, and my job is cleaning and disinfecting the ward. Straight after this, I'm going to go and get my uniform on and put the PPE on and start another day at the hospital. And I immensely proud, to be honest, to be doing this job, because I know we're helping. I know we're helping this the NHS. The cleaners are as vital in the NHS as doctors and surgeons and consultants are.
Hassan, what led you to post your video?
I have been working at the hospital for 50 days, and I spend my day with cleaners and porters and social care workers. We work together, we go on lunch breaks together, and I see the bravery in their faces and how much they risk to continue doing these jobs despite being on minimum wage. So when I heard the news that we are being excluded from the bereavement scheme, I felt it was so personal to me. So I wanted to send a message, and I put that video out on Twitter.
And it changed the policy within hours.
Yes, because that, Nick, tells you where the public is. The video got 3 million views and thousands of retweets and likes. People of this country generally support us. With the pressure from the public and from the video, and of course also from the unions, the government U-turned, and that's a good thing.
Are you tempted now to use the attention you've got to campaign for other policy changes?
Yes, definitely. There are some policies which I completely disagree with, like the surcharge for the migrants' NHS fee.
That surcharge is going to increase soon, isn't it? £624 for migrants to pay towards the NHS. How many hours? Have you worked out how many hours you would have to work in order to pay that fee?
So for me to pay that fee, Nick, I can tell you that I have to work for 10 days. And it doesn't make any sense, because we're doing these jobs despite the risk of it. So for us to be charged to access the very same institution or the same establishment, the NHS, it doesn't make sense.
Why do you think this is happening? When you speak to those fellow workers in the NHS, many of whom, like you, were either refugees or migrants to this country, why do you think it's happening?
I think it's happening because the government doesn't necessarily go to the corners of hospitals to meet these people who are in the bottom of the pyramid when it comes to payment and when it comes to value and respect. Cleaners and porters and social care workers are disproportionately non-UK nationals, and they are on minimum wage. So I feel like the government always is after the weakest in society, the working class, the immigrants. And moving forward, we just, as a nation, we can't keep doing this. These people who've risked their lives, and literally, like for the bare minimum that they can get is some support for their families and value and respect for everything that they've done during this difficult time.
People watching your video would be struck by the emotional power in it. You are, of course, a filmmaker, not just an NHS cleaner.
Being a filmmaker, I'm an observant also. So for the past 50 days, I've been observing everything that is happening around me. I've been seeing my colleagues, and every day I'm inspired by them. And being a storyteller, it helped me, basically. It's these very inspirational people that I work with, and being around them all the time, 5 days a week, just helped me get that message out. And Nick, I will not stop here.
Hassan Akkad, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.